Hello and welcome to another episode of How Many Grandparents Do I Have Remaining to Sell So I Can Afford More Shiny Things? I'm Francis, that's Cora, that's Fig in the background, and Tudor is still dying in the background as well. You hear him coughing occasionally, but he's okay. This is Top Rock. We are Africa's oldest and most reputable wholesaler of minerals, fossils, shiny things covered in druzy, and druzy covered in druzy. Right, we've got a nice juicy Tuesday show. There are 4 rhodocalcites, pink calcite that is. Rhodocalcite's not actually a term, we just make that up. Anyway, only one per person. Other than that, there's a fair amount of dioptase, solar quartz, and a lot of very cool things, man. There's, if you're looking for chrysocolla, today's the chrysocolla kind of day. There are some rules, just if you want to claim something, write the box number down in the comment section down below or to the side, depending on what you are watching. Cora?
I'll pop the live show at toprocks.com email address in the thing, in the comment section. Feel free to send us feedback. Any of that stuff. That
reminds me, if you don't have an account and you're claiming things, they're not going to be claimed if we don't have an account for you. So it's nice of you to claim stuff. Nice, thank you. But if we don't have an email, it's a pointless exercise. Right, I'm not going to dilly-dally. We've got a long insert today. I've touched on a touchy subject, so I'm going to have to hustle along. Happy days. The first flat for today is a beautiful silky malachite. Nick has got this down as very good to A grade. There are 2 of these beautiful specimens. You'd expect a little bit more chatoyancy from silky malachite, but this is beautiful, small crystalline malachite. As far as the silky is concerned, this is flat number 916, $48 for those 2 beautiful silkies. Next up, from Madagascar, some lovely cactus quartz clusters. This is a beaut of note. There's 2 options. You can stand it upright and look at the pinnacle, or you have twin peaks at your leisure. Very nice little flat crystal there. And it's accompanied by, oh, well, there we go, another twin peaks. Nice. This is flat 921, that's $34 for 2 of Madagascar's quartz clusters. Next up is a very nice watermelon fluorite polished slab. It's rather thin, and as you can see, it is beautifully transparent with lots of nice blue. Yum, 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 yum. It's accompanied by a kind of, a side fella of little consequence. It's there. It's there to keep the other one company. This is Cora.
I saw someone making coffee tables out of slabs like that. Like little coffee tables.
Little coffee tables.
Yeah,
right. If you are an espresso drinker, this is most certainly your coffee table. 1 cup only, people. Right. Very easy to wipe off as well. 8 for 1, $35 for that beautiful watermelon fluorite from Namibia. Next up, we got some smoky amethyst clusters from Bucanotuk. That is a small little town that's on the borders between Limpopo and Mpumalanga province. There is a lovely limonite at the base there. These beautiful cluster. There's 2 of them. How about those twin terminations there? Oh, I think twin terminations and twin peaks is a theme for today. This is flat number 945, $46. Next up from Madagascar, some clear, bright, shiny, and pointy points. There's 35 of these Malagasy points. Here's one that's not so clear and bright because it's marred by this horrendously beautiful smoky phantom. You can see the smoky phantom. That's a nice smoky phantom. This is flat number 917. That's $57 for 35. Right, next up we got 7 beautiful large dragon canines. Here's the 2, just to make the anomaly. And then this one here is an item of a real interest. Look at that. Calcite is almost translucent. That is kind of special from coming from this relatively new deposit in Lesotho. Look at that. That's beautiful, large. This is flat 925. That's $32 for 7 dragon canines. Incisors, if you must. Next up, a beautiful erect polished malachite. It used to be a stalactite, no doubt, and it has been polished down to a beautiful standing freeform. That is gorgeous, hey? And it's accompanied by the turtle. A polished piece of malachite. These are from Congo. Kolwezi, right, Cara?
I think so, yes.
And there's a cave for you guys with a bit more imagination. Very nice flat there, Malachitis specialis. That's flat 937, $71 for those two. Next up, we've got some dioptase, 6 dioptase. Nick has these down as very good to A grade. Let's have a closer look. Let's see how large these gems are. Very nice, a bit smaller there, and here we go with a very good item. Right, this is flat number 853 at $71 for 6 dioptase. Next up, we got 24 beautiful druzy-coated chrysocollas. Let's just see, there's a couple of silicate members with druzy on top as well, but how pretty is that, man? That is a beautiful sheet of blue. Right, 24 of these chrysocolla druzy coated specimens for $46. That's a flat 952 for $46. Chrysocolla heaven. Next up, Cora has fallen in love with Ntolerite from Torashanga today. I'll show you why. She's got that flat there. This little piece here, it's polished all the way through, but it is entirely hollow. As you can see, this will provide you or anyone with hours of absolute joy, unfathomable joy, as you play with your torch until the batteries are dead, looking into the cave of Mtora Wonder. This is flat 938. That's $31 for a little bit of Zimbabwean magic. Then, well, first of our Rhodo calcite, pink calcite specimens. There's 2 in this flat. This is, look at this. This calcite here is pretty much gemmy, man. Look at that. That is stunning. There's a bit of chrysocolla around the edges, and then a whole lot of Kolwezi night. That's Kolwezi night. And yeah, lots of shiny, gemmy speckles of pink, man. That is beautiful, with a little bit of heterogenite as well. Joined by another one with classic traditional dog tooth formations. This is beautiful, beautiful pink calcite, dug from 4,000 feet beneath the Earth's uttermost layer. Then we got some, whoa, no, hang on. You want this? Well, you've got to claim it. It's 939. 20, what? No, this can't be right, Cara. No. What? How is this? Okay, well, that's shocking. Medium to good grade. That's medium to good grade. Good Lord. All right, $24. Holy crap. All right, there. Somebody's going to be lucky. Somebody's going to be happy. My goodness. How are we supposed to be in money? Never mind. All right, some Malacola freeforms. This is from the Congo. Here's a nice one with a little bit of a hint of a vug. Nice. That will do, actually. 6 of these Malacola freeforms for $42. That's flat 944. Next up, we got some kyanite, 2.5 kilograms worth of blue kyanite from Zimbabwe. Let's grab a couple more out of there. These little spears. Da Vinci used to cut bread with us. Used to have, must have been a really small baguette though, or maybe larger kyanite. Anyway, this is flat number 941. That's $49 for a little bit of blue kyanite from Zimbabwe. Next up, Sashi River, or almost Sashi River, 3 of them, definitely. Look at that. That's a beautiful Sashi River red agate. Sashi River pink agate. Lol. See what it looks like on the other side. You lapidarists must be quite tempted to actually keep this and then carry on with the polishing process. Here's another one. Look at those beautiful patterns there. And then last one, I suspect, is from Limpopo, which is just downstream from the Sashi River. Very pretty. This is flat 946. $33. Happy days. Next up is flat number, well, I can't tell you yet. Bukanotuk. There are 2 clusters here. Beautiful large windows. Lots of nice limonite at the base to give a little 2-dimensional color scheme. That is a very pretty cluster. These 2 Bukanote clusters will set you back all of $55. That's flat 927 Bukanotuk. 2 lovely, very nice, very good grade Bukanotuk clusters. Next up from Zimbabwe, Gokwe to be specific, we got some petrified wood spheres. 3 of these spheres. These 3 Gokwe spheres will set you back all of $33. That's flat 915. Next up from Bukanotuk as well, a little variation of the traditional Bukanotuk. There is solar quartz crystals. These are covered in limonite, hence the golden look about them. There are 24 of these beautiful crystals. This flat of solar quartz will cost you $49. That's flat 934. Next up, some beautiful banded agate spheres from Madagascar. 3 of these have beautiful vugs to go with the beautiful patterns. Here's one with a fair amount of druzy on the inside as well. That is really pretty, man. Here's an even better one. Look at that. Right. These beautiful spheres will set you back $49. That's flat 845. Next up, some malachite polished freeforms. I wanted to say malachite. Mostly malachite. There's one malacola, kind of a slabby. Yes, no, that's certainly chrysocolla and malachite, but the rest are just malachite. Beautiful flower patterns. There's a nice one as well. That's really pretty. Tissue. Oh, excuse me. Okay, here's a bit of an odd one. I see. I don't think it's broken off, but it is certainly not being polished. Tissue, excuse me, people. Oh, all right. Let me get to the end of this trolley and make a proper sneeze, man. Caramba. All right, $60 for 12 polished malachite freeforms. That's flat 903. Right, next up, a large dioptase specimen. A little bit of silky malachite there. Here we go. Yeah, I'm good. Some allergies has just attacked me, but I am fearless in the face of an allergy. In fact, I just sneeze them away. This beautiful dioptase specimen is only $65. That's flat 911. You can call him if you want. Right, next up, a beautiful chrysocolla specimen, also covered in druzy. These have, I'm tempted to say these have got stalactitic formations. Some of them are starting out there, certainly. There you go, check those nice blades. Hematite heterogenite. Little black dots. That's a beautiful specimen. That's flat number 834. That's $79. Lekker. Next up is a very nice septari, dragon's egg. You can see here there's beautiful crystals, the quartz is formed, there's lots of nice druzy. This is a spectacular, nice cleavage at the top there, as you can see all the way. Yeah. Oh, there we go. All the way around like a cracked egg as there's a dragonite. Oh, let me try and do this properly. Man, this is a superb septari egg. That's really, really cool. This little egg, and they are heavy, by the way. So if you're a first timer or amateur here at Top Rock, yes, we charge shipping and we charge per kg. We are in South Africa, and septari along with celestite and galena are heavy. Right, that's $100 for that butte. That's flat 954. Last on the first trolley, we got a large-ish bookenote hook, traditional light lilac spirit quartz cluster with a lot of limonite at the base. This is one of those 2 kilograms, a little bit more than 2 kilograms worth of spirit quartz, and that's going to cost you $52 for flat 951. Right, next up is a little interval, and I'm going to cut here, and if you guys need the toilet or something, the interval is 13 minutes long. I want you to stick around. We're going to talk about a touchy subject. Hey Fig, what do you think? How's it, guys? So I'm going to touch on a touchy subject, ethical sourcing, a term that gets bandied around quite a lot in our industry, and it's a large subject. It involves not only the human impact as well as the kind of macroeconomic impact within a country, but it also has environmental impact. So it is a broad subject, and people use it on websites, retailers, us. We go, oh yeah, so sourced nicely. Ethical sourcing, what is it? Because who knows? No one has really been able to tell me definitively what it is without then explorating massive other big subject matters. Let me ask some of the staff what they think is ethical sourcing. Here's Vizzy. He's responsible for, putting together the flats that go onto the website in the order. Vizzy, what do you think is ethical sourcing?
To be honest, I don't know what ethical sourcing is. But what is ethical sourcing?
Well, a lot of retailers, wholesalers, us included, tell other people, our customers, that we source our stuff ethically, which means that we don't undermine human rights, we don't undermine environmental impact studies, etc., etc. What do you think is ethical sourcing?
To be honest, it's still confusing me. I still don't. I don't have the right answer to answer that. I'll be lying if I say I got the right answer. Yes, I have heard people saying that, yes, but I never understand what the people are saying. What are they talking about?
Okay, thanks, man.
Yeah. So,
here's Malumi. That's Albert's nickname. Malumi means uncle because he is by far the eldest. And he also has his own little mining operation with the Lesotho quartz. So I'm going to ask you, Malumi, what do you think is ethical sourcing?
Ethical sourcing.
Ethical sourcing.
What is that?
It's like when you mining, but you also take care of the people, the miners. There's no child labor. You're not damaging the entire planet. What does it mean to you? Because a lot of the sellers, like the wholesalers, the retailers, they say on their websites, ethically sourced. So what does that mean?
We just after taking the stone there, after we're done, we put the soil back.
Okay, so that,
we put soil back because now there's a catalyst going around. The time when we're going back again, we take the soil out again.
Okay, so ethical sourcing mostly revolves around environmental impact. Good. No, thanks, man. Right, here's Brian. He's been working at Top Rock for a very long time. Brian, what do you think is the term? A lot of retailers, wholesalers use the term ethically sourced. What do you think they mean?
ethically sourced.
Mhm.
Damn, bro. It's sourced with honest and fair means, meaning that if it's ever mined or ever sourced from source, they use the most fair and just means.
So they're not ripping people
Yeah, they're not
off.
ripping people off. They're not tearing down the environment. It's ethically sourced.
Thanks, man. Yeah. You're beautiful, man. Okay, here's Tommy. He's from Madagascar. He has extensive experience in the mining industry, being plummeted into it from a childhood, right? Yeah. So, what does it mean to you? Because a lot of retailers, wholesalers bandy the term ethically sourced on their websites to other people at markets, etc. But what does it actually mean to you?
To me, ethically sourced means that everybody gets an equal share of the final purchase of the products, let's say. So at the moment in Madagascar, the miners where it's sourced from gets the least. And I can only speak on behalf of the Malagasy miners because that's where my experience comes from. So and then after that, it's the government that gets the most. So it's a highly corrupted. I don't want to really say corrupted, but they have such systems that the government gets so much out of the mineral industry in Madagascar. And even the middle person also doesn't get as much, even though it's a well-established business in Madagascar at the moment. So everybody having to run around trying to satisfy the needs of the governments first.
Right. What you're saying is that, well, what is happening in Madagascar at the moment is not ethical. Should the whole entire world's gem industry stop supporting Madagascar?
No, because there's a lot of Malagasy families and businesses that rely on this industry. So as much as it is, somewhat a little bit unethical because of the political aspect of it and the government getting so much out of it, people still make sense and make a living out of it. Just not as much. It's very little that they make, but they still survive off of it.
Thanks, man. Right, we are heading off to the office where the Webby people work and where Nick hides away to write his emails. It is a hotbed of opinions, and I doubt we'll be walking out of here with a short answer. Hear ye, people of the office. I'm here for an opinion.
An opinion? Okay.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't think the shirt goes with the shoes myself.
Well, I beg to differ, sir. Right, on to the point of task. Ethical sourcing. What does that actually mean?
Ethical sourcing means that we treat everybody, including nature and people, respectfully. That's what we do. The things have to be a genuinely bona fide exchange of work, not destroying the area that you're working in, treating the people decently that we supply us, and I say including our staff and clients with equal respect. How else would you put it?
That's ethical sourcing.
This is a long conversation actually.
I've warned people about this is not an easy thing to talk about.
It's something we've thought about very, 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 very carefully over the years, and people are quite happy to have chrome on their wheels, on all their cars, and all the copper pipes in their bathrooms. Our products do come as a byproduct of some of those things as well, and we don't want to waste those beautiful flowers from some of the industrial processes that take place. But they would say, well, that's not ethical to have them from one of those Congo copper mines, for example, but all their copper taps come from there. The computers come from the coltan, and all the minerals that are used in the cobalt and stuff that comes in from those mines as well. We wouldn't be communicating. But we certainly do our utmost to work diligently and fairly with all the guys that we work with. In Madagascar, I know the grandparents, parents, and the kids that all do all our work stuff there. And we have a good working relationship with all those people. I mean, I don't know how else we would do that. We treat everybody fairly.
I asked Tommy about this earlier, and he's feels quite fiercely about it, saying that he is from Malagasy, and he's not alone thinking that a lot of the African governments do get in the way of progress by being, well, one, greedy, by putting in paperwork that is impossible to get around, and not exactly helping miners, which leads to the term artisanal, which is paramount to being illegal.
This is a dilemma. Like in Madagascar, you've got laissez-passer 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 is if you mine an area, okay, then that person then has to show that they paid their tax for laissez-passer 1 for extracting the goods, but then they have to pay bribes to get to the point where they have laissez-passer 2, where they're able to sell it in town. People that buy in town then have to have laissez-passer 3 to sell it to somebody like us who exports it. Quite often we've had to have laissez-passer 1, 2, 3, and 4. But quite often you're not able to have access to laissez-passer 1, where you can then control the system fairly. If that was the case, you'd be able to say, okay, listen, take this out more carefully, and we will pay you a higher price for doing that. So yes, the government has a big role in causing problems. The Madagascar bureaucracy, I think 20% of the population works for the government, all which are bribable and take bribes and insist on bribes for any of that to happen, for any of those processes to happen. So if they were to step out of the way, you would simply be dealing with that family, in which case you could look after them better and sort out the problem much easier by having direct access to those people.
For people back in the air-conditioned homes in Europe who do not want to support unethical, well, let's call it child labour. There is child labour going on in Africa. There are families. There aren't any schools. It takes a family to basically extract a lot. If people were to stop buying minerals simply on the theory that Africa is unethical, what will that result in?
Well, I'm just going to back up a little bit there. I mean, we grew up on farms in England. We cleaned out the cow shit when we were young. We fed the cows. If we didn't, they died. So from the age of 5 years old, I've been driving a tractor. We threw the hay bales on the back of the tractor and the trailer. We went out there and cleaned up the muck in the milking parlour at 4 o'clock in the morning. And we had jobs. And if we didn't mow the grass, our backside slapped, or no, it was our duty. Someone said we got stepped around for that, but it was our duties to do those things. So, is that child labour? I certainly don't regret it and begrudge it. I think kids are spoiled today. So, do I want to see kids down coal mines at 3 years old, taking coal out the coal face? Definitely not. However, when I see a 12 or 14-year-old kid helping their parents in their rice fields in the afternoon, or carrying rocks, or polishing, I don't think that's necessarily an issue. If they're kept out of school for it, then it's a different story. Madagascar has a very good education system. The kids do go to school, and every kid, there is no truancy. They all go to school. Every single last one goes to school, and they sit diligently doing that. However, in the afternoons, it's time to take in the rice, feed the ducks, collect the fruit from the trees, and help their parents with whatever they need to be doing. Is that bad? I think it's flipping good.
Thank you, Nick.
Yes.
Cora, come back here and say that again. Come on. What is ethical sourcing? It's what?
I think that using the term ethical sourcing is oversimplifying the matter. I think it's something much bigger than trying to bottle it up into one little term. And I think the biggest thing we should be trying to do is make sure we're doing our own research and not taking people's word for it.
Thank you. To me, personally, ethical sourcing, I think it's a term that is a massive luxury that is not often afforded to Africans. I don't think they have the luxury of going, ooh, is this ethical? Is that not moral? Is it? I'm not saying all Africans are psychopaths and sociopaths, but hunger speaks volumes, and to source things that feeds the mouth, that seems ethical. For you to buy things that feed people, I think that's ethical. I think to just veto the purchases of, for example, Tommy spoke about Madagascar and how unethical the government acts. So we just stop buying from Madagascar. That's not going to help the plight of people, and it's certainly not going to help the gem industry. Now, I might seem a little bit unethical and immoral, but at the end of the day, people need to be fed. The This is not the first world country where you have nice governments that are voted in democratically, where you get to choose certain policies. Like German has a certain policy where they can only purchase from companies that have been given a certificate of ethicalness. That doesn't happen in Africa. The governments here are, more often than not, absolute bastards. And that's all I have to say about that. Right, I'm sure that was a lot to take in, but I'm not going to give you, well, please comment and give us your thoughts. However, I'm sure you have already, but we got to keep the focus. We are carrying on. It's trolley number 2. Right, next up we got some polychrome jasper spheres. There are 3 of these beauties, and the first of the second trolley. Look at these patterns, they are superb. Oh. This is flat 932, $30 for 3 polychrome jasper spheres from Madagascar. Next up, Atlantisite, or stichtite as we know it, because the gentleman that found it in Tasmania 100 odd years ago, was Mr. Sticht from America, who went and managed a asbestos mine in Tasmania. Oh, Tassie, as you like to call it. 4 of these standing freeforms with a beautiful stichtite webbing. That's going to cost you $53. That's flat 942. Next up, some points from Madagascar. Some of them nice, tall and dignified. Other ones a bit more squat and solid, but with veils to applaud. Look at that. That is beautiful. Right, here's another. Oh, I like the squatty jobs. I think they suit my personality. Right, this is flat 930. That's $42 for some beautiful, clear, bright Malagasy points. And then we've got a beautiful, another druzy-coated chrysocolla specimen from Lakasi in the Congo with a oh, yes, those are certainly stalactitic formations with the druzy covering them. And this chrysocolla stretches all the way around. A little bit of silky malachite as well. And, oh, this is definitely the good side. This is flat number, what is this going to cost? $103 for flat 893. Next up, dioptase. 6 beautiful dioptase specimens, everything from good grade through to A grade. Nice silky malachite around the sides there. That's a large gem there, that's nice. Dioptase all around. And then the last one with the larger or largest of the gems. This is flat 956, $61 for 6 dioptase specimens from the Congo. Then we've got 70 solar quartz crystals from Buchenhout. And we're just going to do a quick sweep there and back again. Let's just have a look. You see it. 1. These Buchenhout special crystals will cost you $46. That's flat 965. Then onto some traditional Buchenhout, the light lilac with a beautiful crystallization around the base. There's a bit of limonite in as many of these, or more likely a lot of iron. There's a fair amount of fairy quartz, and you can see why they're called fairy quartz. There's that limonite with a lot of iron, that's the red. And then we've got a little bit of goethite, where there is inevitably the presence of limonite. Right, these 24 little clusters are going to cost you $44. That's flat 959. Next up, petrified wooden hearts from Madagascar. There are 2 of these hefty beauties. There we go. Those are beautiful. That says they will cost you $43. That's flat 960. Next up, some silky malachite. 2 larger specimens. Next got these graded as A grade to very good grade.
These are the trolley tram Verdi table people.
Excuse me?
These are the Verdi table people.
Are these the... So, what?
The Verdi table, the table that, you know, in super stores, the table that, the thing that goes...
Do you guys know what she's talking about?
I don't know what it's called, I forgot.
Who are the trolley people?
It's a thing that's the people that just arrived.
Oh, people arrived. I'm sorry, I'm a little busy here. And what, were they rolling trolleys or something? This is... All right, rolly table people. We just uncovered that the fact that they are, in fact, conveyor belt people. I don't know what they're doing here, but I do believe that it always helps with production. Anyway, 2 beautiful silky malachite specimens for $47. That's pretty damn cheap. 967 is the flat's name. Next up, very nice, and it's a bit of a euphemism. We often get labithinite in larger specimens, so to see 6 in a flat is an anomaly of note. Labithinite, one for the collectors. These appear in the oxidized shafts of malachite, not malachite, copper deposits, right at the ends of the shafts. 6 labithinites, we're going to set you back $45. That's flat 961. Happy days. Then some very good to A-grade labradorite palm stones or galets. There are 12 of these beauties. I'll pick up the worst one, naturally, because everything's better after that. Oh, no, it's beautiful anyway. That's very nice. That's 12 labradorite galets for $28. 948. Carl, some of these prices can't be right, man. Right, so that roll of chrysocolla, sorry, I'm just going to have to bring this up. This was $24, man. Is that right? Must be right. $4.40.
Yes, this is because it's
yeah, just
medium to good grade.
Great.
Yeah.
Shocking. All right, so which brings us to the next roller, pink calcites flat. 3 of them in this flat. There's a, well, I don't, obviously I know nothing, but I thought I liked the jammies. Also called Wednesday Night. This is a beautiful spec, and it's accompanied by some very pretty, almost translucent pink calcite as well, but a chrysocolla, bit of silky malachite on the side, and that's not all. There's a 3rd one, and look at those dog teeth. Carl, what was that term you were trying to draw into my head?
Oh, no. No.
Scalahedral.
No, it's not that.
Scoundrel. Look at that. That's pretty, man. So if that other flat was like in the 20s, this must be like in the 30s.
Scalanohedral.
Scalanohedral. That's what I call a naughty piece of pink calcite. You scalanohedral. Right. And I was entirely incorrect. This is $135. Flat 877. Okay. Very good to A grade. Sure. Right. There we go. Next up, we've got a flat of weird calcite from Lesotho. You know the normal dragon's teeth. You've seen the small ones, you've seen the big ones, but you haven't seen the weird ones. 12 of these weird dog teeth calcite specimens. This one's very nice. I like that. It looks like a little mini amphitheater. This flat will definitely cost you $28. That's a flat 936 for some odd dragon's teeth, probably more molars. Right, next up, some more, well, dioptase. This is can at very best be described as medium grade dioptase. So it's more malachite than anything else. There's some dioptase around the edges there, but there's 3 specimens, so do not despair. Silky malachite, bit of bladed malachite there. Lovely dioptase, big gems there all around the side. And the last one, also lots of nice bladed malachite, and then ooh, there's the dioptase hiding away in a little cleft of malachite. This is flat 949, $52 only. Well, there's a good flat to grab. Next up, metallurite. Oh, Cara's new loves. Now, she must actually talk us through this. It's got the most beautiful patterns just beneath the surface. And there's a little bit of a druzy-filled vug of sorts, if there can be vugs in plates.
Well, I suppose it wasn't always a plate.
You weren't always a plate, buddy. What were you? Do you talk to your stones people? Do you ask them pertinent questions? No doubt you do. Anyway, 953. That's $46 for 6 large Motolite shields. Almost shields. Nice. Right, next up, some partly polished blue lace agate. These are from the Nsanje from Malawi, southern part of Malawi, south of the Lake Malawi as well. Right, there's lots of nice, really very nice flat this. This flat of 12 partly polished blue lace agate's going to cost you $74. That's flat 928. Happy days. Next up, we've got some malacola, natural slabs. That is beautiful malacola or chrysocolla on top of the malachite. There are 4 of these beautiful slabs.
The majority of them are,
And you sell them as a box.
any one of these, for example.
Right, that is some beautiful malacola. That is flat 947 for $50. Next up, lepidolite. See, I got it right this time. Oh no, I need to sneeze again. Crikey. Right, all sorted, out of the way. Oh, lepidolite, rich in lithium. These little points will point you the way to the next whiskey bar. Not the whiskey bar, no. They will sell you the way to energy. Good grief, it's hard to be an African, man. Crikey, sorry people. Oh, right, flat 935. Lithium, Zimbabwe's best. Oh, $46. Sweet as. Moving swiftly on to some more chrysocolla covered in druzy. There are 12 of these beautiful specimens. These are from the Congo. Here's a nice one with lots of druzy. Nice light coloured chrysocolla. That's real pretty. There we go. These 12 beautiful chrysocolla specimens is going to set you back $57. That's flat 964. Happy days. Next up, a small little celestite geode, a bit of strontium relief with a beautiful gemmy blue gems and a reasonably dark, deep vug or geode down there. This heavy little speck is going to cost you all of $55. $55 for a little bit of celestite from Sakauni in Madagascar. $55, flat 972. Next up, rubellite, some pink tourmaline in matrix. That's one single standing freeform. That is beautiful. That is this is flat number 971, $35 only for a bit of rubellite from Madagascar. Next up is the best rose quartz sphere I have seen in a very long time. This is A grade and it has the easiest asterism I picked it up now and it's immediately I saw it, but it also has a fair amount of rainbow veils. Where are we? Where are we? Oh, there we go. There's the nicest of the rainbow veils. But the asterism itself, now the sun has disappeared. I am going to take a chance, just swiftly and quickly. It was pretty easy to pick up when the sun was out. And now that the sun's not out, it's gone all shy. Oh no, little one, why are you shy? Anyway, nicest rose quartz sphere I have seen in a very, very long time. And it's going to cost an arm and a leg and a granny $38. All right, maybe your granny's not that cheap. Flat 962 for a beautiful. And you gotta trust me, the asterism is there and it's easy. Next up, we got a beautiful silky malachite specimen, quite large, quite heavy, a beautiful buoyant nature as well. There we go. That beautiful malachite specimen is gonna cost you your other granny $97. Yeah, she's a classy lady. $958 for a beautiful milky satellite. Right. Next up, a large Lesotho mountain calcite specimen. It's a bit of a cluster. This is very, very nice. This is that is flat. It's going to cost. That's $37 there. That's a flat 933. Happy days. Righto, on to the last trolley. We got a little bit more of the druzy coated chrysocolla, another 12 flat. Really pretty. This is a bit of a silica with a druzy on top. These 12 chrysocollas will set you back $40. That's flat 909. Happy days. Next up, some beautiful, let's just see. Next got these as very good to A grade. That's pretty good, as much as good as it gets for a 6 of chatoyant silky malachite. That's a nice large chunk. 6 of these beautiful silky malachites will set you back all of $69. That's flat 895. Happy days. Next up, some very good to A grade labradorite standing freeforms, and she flashes like a Twickenham streaker. Hey, do you guys have streakers in America? Is that still a thing? These are 2 standing freeforms. That's flat 906. That's $39 only. That's pretty cheap. Next up, some beautiful blue lace agate natural. There are 4 of these specimens. Look at that druzy, man. That is beautiful. Beautiful crystallization. And then the last specimen here, that's very special, man. That is blue lace on all sides and a little bit of hint of amethyst in the background. This is flat 899. That's $44. That's a good flat. Next up are some beautiful dioptase specimens, 2 to be exact. Very nice large gems on that one. And then this specimen here is something to behold. Oh, gee, look at that. That is stunning, man. That is a wicked piece of dioptase. That is going to cost you only $77. That is flat 919. Next up is the more traditional Lesotho mountain calcite with the beautiful juicy quartz bases. That is wicked good, man. This flat of what's that, 35 beautiful calcite, dogtooth calcite specimens is going to set you back $27. That's flat 900. $27 for 35 Lesotho calcite. Then we've got 2 large cobbed stichtite pieces. Stichtite is surprisingly light. That is the beautiful purplish, pinkish webbing inside of the serpentine. These two large cobbed pieces for your lapidary pleasure will set you back all of that $34. That's flat 897 for two large stichtite cobbed specimens waiting for a loving polish. Next up, some Torolite from Toroshanga, some are standing freeforms, like this one. Other ones are just freeforms. And then tell you what, I'm saving the last one for the best. Look at that. That is pretty damn awesome, man. And all those beautiful patterns just beneath the surface as well. That is stunning. Baie lekker, soos ons sê so in South Africa. Flat 797, $47 for 6 beautiful polished Torolite specimens. Next up, some large window, light lilac, Buchanut hook quartz clusters. 6 of these clusters. Spirit quartz, there's a nice bit of limonite in there. Nice iron. There we go. There we go. This is flat number 901. That's $41. Very nice. Next up, very attractive flat of Malawi blue lace agate standing freeforms. There's one with a lovely bug. They've all actually got lovely bugs. There we go, look at that. That is pretty as, but not as pretty as this one. How about that? That's super cool, man. That is awesome. So this flat will set you back $65. That's flat 912 for 6 Malawi's best. Next up, some more solar quartz crystals. There are 70 of these beautiful little limonite coated Buchanut hook crystals. They'll set you back $61. That's flat 914. Next up, some Malacola polished freeforms. There are 12 in this flat. There we go. Maybe 12 beautiful Malacolas from the Congo. This is flat 757. That's $41 only. $41. You want to touch it? Touch it. Touch it. Touch it.
I stay away from.
Oh, nice. These are the fellas that Carl was referring to. They're bringing escalators, elevators, and wheelbarrows. We're going up in life. Right. Next up, we've got some more Atlantisite or stichtite. There are 6 beautiful standing freeforms in this flat. Or very special, only 2 places in the world that this comes from. The first place where it was found, Tasmania, but also here in South Africa, Barberton. I grew up in Barberton. I was the king of the Lowveld for just a little bit of my life, and then I grew up. Sad stories. Flat 910, that's $44 for a bit of Atlantisite. Next up, we've got 12 beautiful smoky amethyst crystals from Buchanut hook. A bit of a runt. That's beautiful limonite around the bases. This flat here, stunning flat. This flat's going to set you back $79. That is flat 905. Next up, Madagascar. We got some, again, we got quite a few of this coming through recently. Some clear, bright, polished quartz points. Some with veils. That's a beautiful veil right there at the bottom. This is not so clear and bright, but it is still quite attractive. This little. This is flat 894, $26 for 12 Madagascar points. Next up, some. I think this is the second last or third pink calcite specimen. Nice Corwezinite on the top there, very rare stuff. I imagine that we should be running out of this soon. In fact, I'm quite surprised we still have any. But they do hide stuff from me. That's because, well, they want stuff for the website as well. It is what it is. But this is going to cost you $79. That is flat 913. Happy days. Next up, some rhodonite spheres from Madagascar. These manganese magic balls are going to cost you nowhere near what you think it is. $38, flat 896 for 4 rhodonite spheres. Then some more druzy coated chrysocolla, 6 beautiful specimens. That is sparkly. Yeah, I reckon of all the flats we've seen so far of the chrysocolla, this is most certainly my favorite. I know the retailers would prefer 12s and 24s and even 35s, but these are pretty damn beautiful. This flat will set you back $31, only $31. There's heterogenite there as well, that's nice. Flat 874. Then a flat of 25 dioptase specimens. Nick has got these rated as, actually, there's only good grade and A grade. For a change, there's nothing very good grade. It's just either it's A or it's good. Nice. This flat of 25 dioptase specimens is going to set you back $120. That's flat 753. Next up, some malachite polished freeforms, 6 of them from Kolwezi in Congo. We are following the progress of the war. It's still far away from the southern provinces, so for the time being, our malachite supplies are all right. That's not all that matters. It's not a pretty scene at the moment. I'm actually waiting for Zambia to start getting involved. Anyway, this is flat 894, $31 only for 6 polished malachite freeforms. That's cheap for malachite, man. Then on to the middle of the trolley, we've got a beautiful smithsonite and aragonite matrix. Point, that is one of the nicer ones I've seen. It's also from the Congo. Not something that was, that's actually something I think that Nick, a friend of Nick's, just per chance happened upon, and we've got some of it. That is really pretty. Smithsonite, not known so much as an African mineral, but there we go. That is flat number 920, $32 for that beautiful point. Then we've got a large botryoidal malachite specimen with a fair amount of stalactites. That is always very special. You can see where the stalactites have broken off. They've got these beautiful ring patterns. It is quite heavy as well. That is, let me just check what the weight is on this. This is almost 4.5 kilograms. This is flat 929, and it'll cost you $438. Next up, a beautiful, really dark, smoky quartz polished point. This is always from Madagascar. This is point is going to cost you $32 only. That's flat 904. Next up, less smoky but more veily.
Yeah. I'll do on the live show on the shows.
Beautiful point from Madagascar. That's flat 950, $55. And then the last rhodocalcite and the last item for today. We've got some beautiful traditional dogtooth formations. And I'm going to suspect that the speckles on this is not heterogenite. It's probably going to be the kolwezinite that we've seen on the other specimens. This is quite a hefty fella. Let me just see. There's 2.36 kilograms worth of pink calcite. That's going to cost $211 only, which is kind of special. That's flat 869. Happy days, guys. Thank you for coming tonight. Thank you for viewing. I hope everyone got something that they wanted. I hope the servers treated you fairly. If not, so sorry. Yeah. Please join us again on Thursday. Please send me comments with regards to what you think people refer to when they talk about ethical sourcing, and tell me I'm a bastard for my thoughts too. I can take it. Happy days. Have a good evening.